with like actual human flesh space. That's crazy. Crazy. But we're gonna be painting it today. This is my first time painting a gunpla, and I didn't want to go too crazy. Let me just make sure we're like properly live. Hey, wait, yeah, we're painting gunpla today. We are. Wait, my camera's okay. A second. So we're gonna be painting this. It's already painted, and you see how it says no nipping, no paint, no stickers. Well, I did 2 of these already. I'm not gonna do the stickers because I don't have stickers, but that's not a no. I might be able to find some like cute rabbit stickers, but if you saw the thumbnail for the video, the vision is going to be pink gunpla. So we're gonna take everything that is not white or gray and we're gonna paint it, and that's what we're gonna do today. I don't think we're gonna get to assembling. As you can see, this is well prepared for grandma because this is 8+, 8 years old plus. I think we fit that requirement. We're okay. This is the entry grade RX 78.2 Gundam, the classic Gundam. And I still have everything that I haven't. I should be okay to paint, but grabbing things is a little slippery with my gloves on. Also, for some reason, my chat in one window is not fully loading. So, oh hey, there's all my extra little clippies. I should probably take these out in case. But we got these little alligator clips. They're really good for handling parts. This one's kind of worked. Woo! Fold, welcome in. Hello. Good evening. I am gonna have to pause in a little bit. I'm keeping my eye on the time. I'm making some pasta for dinner. Get it soon because it's very small pasta. We're painting a Gundam. The RX-7, which I'm realizing now I'm not on the right screen. So everything I saw, horizontal did not see. So this is what we're painting. I'm gonna go get my pasta because it's done. So I'll be right back. Pasta! Mini paint, well, not mini, model painting. Model paint. I should, like, figure out how to put this in the shot somehow, I suppose. More than the bucket of paints. That's fine. Pasta! I really like, pesto and hummus. It makes a really good, really filling pasta sauce. Because I feel like pesto on its own can be a little oily and not so filling. But hummus is a very good additive to pesto. It looks beige, but it tastes good. Don't tell me what to do. There's the paint's going right in here. You need to be over 18 to paint? What? Ram the first gunpla paint. No! I'm over 8 years old. I'm allowed to make this Gundam. I'm over 8. I gotta stop looking at the YouTube preview because it's a little delayed and it's really throwing me off. Let me check. For some reason, YouTube Shorts chat is not going, so I'll just look at it on the other screen. Yeah, we're gonna be painting today. I have a preview of essentially what I want to paint. And I got some stuff at the store today, the hobby store. So I got some medium, I don't think I'm gonna need the gloss medium today. I might need this because this will help the paint dry more slowly. I'm probably going to use mostly the thinning medium if needed. Though model kit paints tend to be pretty thin to start with. So I will be cracking. Ew! Why does it come out like that? Oh shit. You know what? I was gonna put a LUT on the camera and I forgot. Exactly. When I first started oil painting, I didn't know about solvent problems, so I washed my hands with paint thinner. I was like, this is great. It gets the oil paint right off. Don't do that. It's very bad for you. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna get a LUT. Okay, it may not happen for this stream because now that I'm thinking about it, I may have to do a plug-in for that. I forgot to color grade. I knew I was forgetting something when I hit go live, and it wasn't my food. LUTs are color grading on your live video feed. I'm also wondering why it's a little grainy, because this is a really good quality camera. Or a decent quality camera. The DJI Action. So it shouldn't be grainy. I'm wondering if it's the format, because it doesn't like it on Linux. I'll look into it after stream. Oh. Good pasta. Alright. So this part is this part. And this part. So I'm thinking we pry these bad boys. Uh-oh. 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 I think I've just learned a valuable lesson. Still move. Okay. Pried the bad boys off. So I used this stuff to prime it to try and cover the base color because it comes blue, right? And I'm thinking I may never do that again. I may never ever do that again because this is way thicker than I ever want it to be. And I think this is why people are like, oh my god, you should like do airbrush. But I don't think you need to airbrush. I think you probably, what I saw was someone who didn't want to airbrush did, they abraded the model, so they scuffed up the plastic so that the paint would adhere to it. And I think that's actually the way to go. But I have a theory because, especially with tiny things in model kits, it's very, very difficult to get into the nooks and crannies on the model kit unless you're one, airbrushing it, or two, sandblasting it. But I have a third option that I want to try on another model kit, which I am now excited that I can do because I didn't want to do it. I have a Gundam Aerial from Witch from Mercury that I've been sitting on, like a nice one. I think it's a master grade that I've been very scared to touch because I really want to paint it pink. I just want to paint all my Gundams pink. This is what you're here for. This is what you're getting. And I didn't want to touch it, but I forgot that I impulse purchased a Delonza when they had it at the store. So I have a Gundam Delonza also sitting. Wait, no, Revold built that. Revold built my Gundam. All right, never mind. I almost got another test Gundam, but this is supposed to be my painting test Gundam. So let me bring up, I have pasta. It's small, yeah, we're painting the food too. It's small shells with pesto and hummus as the sauce. Ugly but delicious. It makes pesto pasta more filling. And I'm like hungry as shit, which makes me very, 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 very worried that I'm getting sick again. So I would say probably like 4 or 5 of my coworkers are currently sick with the flu. Exactly. No need to think when you can paint it pink. And I already had the flu like 2 weeks ago. But the one symptom I noticed was I was really, really, really fucking hungry before I got super sick. Like, I felt okay, I was just a little tired. I was really hungry. And today, I was super duper hungry all day long. And I don't know if it's just like a carryover because I was like overeating. But, I don't know, man. I hunger. Food tax. I mean, we also have neon orange tea, some Thai tea that I didn't steep for long enough. Tastes like artificial coloring. Is pretty much what Thai tea. So I can't decide where I should put my palette. I think I'll put it here, but it gets a little. I don't know where to put any. I'll have the palette up here on white so we can see what we're working with. This is like true fluorescent paint. You dropped your phone? Oh no. I don't think I've opened it. I've had it for like a year. I haven't opened it. So we'll see. Okay. A little thick and a little separated, but I hope that's not the end of the world. I have products I can use to shake this up faster than my hands can, but I am lazy, especially if I'm going to be thinning it out. I'm kind of just like, I don't know if I want to. Ew. You know, this is truly just thin-bodied acrylic. I was thinking about that when I was looking for the mediums. Like, I didn't realize that model paint is literally just acrylic paint. So I could really just go buy thin-bodied acrylic and use that. I don't know why I'm paying extra for model paint. So if I didn't already have a massive box of this that my partner got here, I probably would not get model paint. But I think you would also need to know more about acrylic to feel good with using it. Because you would need, I would say, if you wanted to try using like artist, not necessarily artist grade, but like craft store grade acrylic, you would probably want to get mediums like these, at least like a thinner medium for sure, which I would probably still buy the actual brand thinner medium for this. And then maybe also a retarder medium, which helps it slow. It does what it says on the tin. It does what it says on the tin or the bottle. It makes it slow, dry slowly. I will not explain that again. Yeah, I would do that only if you're hand painting. You could probably get away with using like other store brand, artist brand acrylics, but don't use it in airbrushes. We don't know what's in that. All right, so I'm trying to think. Purple, I don't think I need it. Maybe I do want a true red, but I could probably just mix color. I think one of the paints I'm just gonna do like neon on paint and just go with it. And that may be the chest piece. I gotta double check the image. Oh no, that's actually the yellow pieces are the brightest pink. So that's what we'll start with, which involves these little guys. Now, I'll show you what I mean about, I didn't really like how the spray, the fine spray, covered the kit. I think you can see a little bit of it. Focus. Focus. Wingardium Focusosa. It doesn't want. But there's still, you can see a little bit of it, but there's still yellow on the. Huh. Crunchy. I gotta look at the encoders for a video. Linux has some interesting takes. And if I knew more about software, I think it wouldn't be a problem. But I know enough to not know properly what I'm doing. So I think this is just gonna be straight out of the tube ink. Oh, I thought this was more neon. Oh no, if it's mixed up, it's definitely there. Probably too much. I don't want to go heavy on. And I probably also want that out. I'm gonna do say like a milky consistency. Good. I'm a little worried this is gonna be streaky and pool because highly pigmented paints do sometimes do some weird stuff when it gets, that might be too milky. Maybe. I think maybe we'll just add drops of the thinner. Thinner medium. Why use gloves when the paint is finger looking good? Because you don't give that away for free as a VTuber. You know? We gave away the tips of the thumbs and that's it. That's all you get. You get nothing else. There we go. The 2 drops. Like a 1:3 ratio of thinner. Alright, and then what I'm gonna do is dry my brush off so I don't have any globs of paint. Wow, that really is neon. It's like so bright that the camera can't. Let me see. Yeah, why is this weird? I don't like that. I don't like that layout. Yeah, because it wants me to use a motion JPEG. But then this doesn't actually move if I do the H.264 for some got a known reason. Maybe I have to confirm it? No, it just doesn't want it. Okay. I will have to look into that. It does not like this encoder. And I think it's the video capture plugin is pink. I saw stuff about it earlier. How's this? What are the other options? Kind of hard to see. If I do it this way, that's better a little bit. That's BDR3. That doesn't really work. YU12 and YV12 don't really work. You're missing out on the color. Huh. It feels like it's not working at the resolution it should be. Complaint, complaint, complaint. Okay. So I'm gonna stabilize. I have the parts labeled with a patented sticky tape method. I'm gonna stabilize it on my pinky as I'm painting. And just, oh yeah, that's the... Might take a couple coats. I'm actually gonna go diagonal because it seems to be getting the best flow that way, and I'm just trying to like break up any bubbles. Might have thinned this out too much. But I'm just trying to make sure that there's not like pools of it. I feel like there is. So maybe I'll wipe this off, try a slightly thicker. Go for a happy medium. Yeah. Oh, that's better. Let's leave. Maybe this is like a ton of coats. It's not like, yeah, there's brush strokes, a little patchy. Sure. I wasn't expecting the neon to be the most friendly because neon and fluorescence by nature, fun fact, are translucent colors. So to be able to achieve the brightness needed in a neon or fluorescent, you actually have to have a white background on it. Otherwise, it's not going to be as bright as it should be. Yeah, and as it dries, we can actually kind of go in and smooth out some of it. Okay. It's not horrible. Huh. Ooh. Stabilize the brush. Even stabilize my hand and like get into the... I have some cardboard down here I can poke it into if I need to. But I'm using this pinky against this pinky to stabilize it, which is helpful in not just painting fine model kits, but painting in general. A lot of times when people do like poster design, you'll see artists using like a big stick that they're leaning their arm on. It's called lean stick. And people have discovered ages and ages ago that leverage is your friend. And you certainly want to use leverage to your advantage by giving your, I guess, like anchored your moving hand as much stability as possible. Like, words are hard. I'm gonna eat my pasta. Words are. Thanks for hanging, Greg. I hope you have a good. I did see Rem got released in Deadlock. I made a build for Rem and it got deleted. I don't know what happened. I saved it and I published it. It showed up in one search and then it reloaded the game and it was gone. Like, what the hell? I get to be a little luxurious today. I have the heater going. See? 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 Oh! Oh! Oh, there's little brush bits. That's nice. Little nubbins. Oh, you can't see. There's a little tiny paint nubbins where it dripped because the paint was a little too thick. I'm gonna try and file that down a little bit. And actually, like, worst case, I don't taking the. I was this close to actually just peeling the paint off before stream, and I was like, no, we'll let it stay and see how it goes. Oh my god, yeah, there's a drip on this side too. Free. Maybe we'll just paint dots there to make up for it. They're rivets. It's intentional. It's a sticker. I was joking with a friend earlier that, like, I really want to get an aircraft carrier submarine model and paint that to be neon pink. That sounds like... I was either thinking that or I almost picked up a Sherman model. But I also know absolutely nothing about, like, military model building. I barely know anything about gunpla building. So maybe we don't overextend our hobbies today, shall we? Alright. It's doing what I was worried it was gonna do, which is be patchy and stick to itself. What could the difference between those? There is no difference. They're different consistencies. That's the secret. There's no difference in the color. They're different consistencies. This is the thickest, this is the thinnest, and that's it. This is not the glamorous method we may have envisioned. It is what we are doing today. On the brush. I think that might be too much paint to blue, actually. But we'll the larger and stroke. So yeah, I've learned Linux has some weird quirks around video and audio coding. Because I was working on video about Linux, and I went to go... Or no, I was working on the short I published, and I went to go open it in DaVinci Resolve. It didn't open. Like, the program opened, but the video would not play no matter what. What's going on here? This is gonna be... But it's okay. I have matte medium spray, so that should cover most of our sins, I think. I hope, I pray. I hope, I pray. Covered gunpla paints. Too thick. Oh no, just a heavy stroke. A little streak it. As long as it's with the shape It's for me anyway. I just want pink. I don't want to pay for a pink Gundam. I think it's a crime that they're going to charge you extra for a sock or a pink Gundam. Meanwhile, your average gunpla kit is like 20 bucks for a classic. A crime, I say. It is literally a pink tax. I guess it is a special. All right. Got more original yellow pea. Go, be gone. Gone, thought. Can't see the ones I did paint. Let's scooch up a little bit. Oh, what the hell? I'm really hungry. I really hope I'm not getting sick again. The tiniest, wait, I'm stopping myself. That's a red piece. That's not what I'm looking for. I am looking for this one. I'm looking for the pelvis, the gunpla pelvis, because this is, there's a little yellow piece right there. I think that's literally the only part that shows. Wow. This is the only part of all of that that shows. I don't need to paint the rest of it. It's gonna be messy. It'll be... all this. That one tiny bit. I mean, this is kind of like where the rest of the thing assembled. So understandable. The vents, the ventricles, and the eyes. Our chest. Thanks. This is not. Look, we're not dealing with patch day. Deadlock. I'm not sad because I haven't had the time to play Rem at all this week. Or yesterday or today. Oh, bye. Alright, this I'm gonna kind of try and scrub in a bit so it gets gaps. Could be a horrible. I'm gonna scrub it in there and then try to wipe it as possible and wait for that to dry for like a proper version. This is really weird. It's like drying patches. Thanks, John. I think I should have put the slow drying stuff in there. More helpful. All up. cold this. I went out to my car. There was just like 2 inches of ice. When I opened my door, it cracked like the car gonna pop off. I was like, I'm a little nervous to drive. And I was right to be nervous. When I was driving home, my god, there was so many accidents. I passed a lot of emergency vehicles on the way home. And it's not like, it's not snowing or anything. It rained so much after it snowed that it... Ice baby. I don't really need that part either. Car. Knuckles, hello. We are painting a gunpla kit, and I'm dying internally because it seems like Linux OBS has some problems with video encoding, so it's not pulling the right quality of footage from the camera that I want it to. I think. Right? I think I should have enough light overall. Have my backup lights going on. How are you doing, Knuckle? Congratulations on surviving. It's Tuesday. Good job. Yeah, I think next time around I will probably do the method of just scuffing up the model beforehand. Because even now it doesn't really want to stick. But then again, it could be because I'm using a neon color. Neon hates everyone. Should be everything that's going to go. That everything. No, I have to eye it. The eye. Which is literally the tiniest. Wait, which part actually out? Is this the... Yeah. Just these tiny little bit. Thanks for not focusing. I guess today's stream is... Alright, that should base coat on. I think I will leave those to dry for a little bit. Oh no, we could do the blue now because that's gonna be... But... Oh, I'm sorry, Knuckles. Hopefully you've been able to stay warm and get a hot meal in you. Cause that's some bullshit. So this is like a pastel pink. next. Probably mix up a good batch of this. Is this the lightest pink? Yeah, we can go fairly light. I might even put a dash of yellow in here. I'm not sure. I do a dash of yellow. I think I actually might do a dash, like a dot of purple or blue. Ooh. I'm really worried it's going to be too much though. It also needs to be a lot lighter. Strong and fun. Right in there. Okay, there's still time. You can still do that. And then the red's gonna be turned into like a dark rose color. Thinner in there. That was a little more than a little, but hopefully that's okay. We want to do dash of a Boolean blue color to make it a little more towards lavender. Even do a dash of lavender because I want it to be just like the tiniest amount. Like a dot of lavender. Oh no. Oh no, we have to use the patented paint shaking. If you know, you know. Make sure we're good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we got a snowstorm. It was mostly ice for me. Not too, but it was a lot of ice. We didn't lose power. I had everything set up. I over-prepared because I grew up in a colder area of the East Coast. Patented paint mixer. Who needs to buy a separate paint mixer? Not perfect. Oh god, that might be too much purple. Shit. Wanted to. And you guys are gonna think I'm crazy for this. But my way to desaturate is going to be add some fucking green. That might be because green is the opposite of red and pink is just red and white. So if you add, do the gloves make it easier? No. Not at all, but it's for the stream continuity. Fuck, that's too much pigment. What a beautiful lavender grayish. That's okay. We'll use this to make the actual pastel pink. Because this is kind of like the saturation level that I was looking for. But right. That's okay. Color mixing is hard sometimes, and you're not always going to get it right. So this time around we'll drop of the neon paint. It's very strong. White. Good bit of white. Light color. In fact, that might not even be enough white. We'll find out. And we'll do thinner. Thick, and I'll actually use my mixed. We'll also do a dash of that. We can add more too. And I like to do that just so that the pink that I'm using for the chassis of this is not going to be the same tone as that pink entirely. It'll be the same, because these are both very cool pinks. They have more, they're closer to purple than they are closer to red. And I think this will look nice with that. Might be too thin. I can actually even tone it down a little more. Might just take a few coats. Oh yeah, we're back to the 90s music. Got some water up here. Clean it off on. Look, there's little brush holders. Crazy. Hey Dragon, how you doing? Autoplay, where hast thou led me? We're painting some gunpla. Hello, welcome in. We're painting an RX 78-2 gunpla, and I'm eating pasta. There's too much stuff on my desk. All right, so we need the two parts that are blue in origin. British children's show vibes. I mean, I tried the what are they called, nitrile gloves, because we have those for like when I'm using like grease and stuff, and I do not like them because they only go to here and I keep pulling them down. I actually ripped them because I keep pulling them down. I like my arms covered, and I think it's because I'm just used to it from like drawing gloves that I have a million of, so that your arm doesn't drag on the drawing tablet. Oh, this is gonna be a million coats to cover. I think we're gonna need the thicker brush for sure. Hi, Merlin. But do you see me, Merlin? I'm tackling the shame pile. This looks like I'm doing nothing, and it feels like I'm doing nothing too. Don't worry, chat. How are you so pigmented on the page, but like transparent in reality? Maybe it's so light that it's just not showing well. Okay. Okay, it's not a glossy build. Getting covered with matte gray. Oh, my brush strokes won't totally show over everything. Fine. Copious scope. This is the right place. What's happening? Hey! Oh. Oh yeah, I mean, we unpacked the last box from moving. This January, yeah. So it was only a year and like 2 months after we moved that we unpacked the last box. Which I guess technically there are some boxes that we didn't unpack, but those are like hobby storage items that we don't use that often, like my oil painting supplies. Want to thicker coat. Couldn't do thicker coat. Ah! But yeah, Merlin, let me know what you think of this. I was thinking if I do another painting, like painting another gunpla, which I do enjoy doing, I think I'll probably not do a big spray paint, but I'll rather do like an abrasive brushing of the plastic parts with like Barkeep's Friend and a toothbrush, or like an abrasive paste for cleaning, as long as it's not going to melt the plastic, obviously. But something like that I think might work a little better for me. Because honestly, I think I would actually hate airbrushing a model kit. I find airbrushing and like spray paint control. It's getting there. I can see some parts where I've doubled up a little bit. And we're getting some pigment to stick. Not much, but some. Okay, that's why you do a float layer once the color payoff's there. Just careful control where stuff is pooling after you get the opacity you want, I think. I think that's the approach. Comically transparent. For any really odd. Aced it. Aced it. Beautiful. Done them with markers. I haven't tried markers. That sounds fun. Have a good night, dear. Or Knuckles, sorry. Have a good night, Knuckles. Stay warm. Stay hydrated. Robin's egg pink. The flavor of nothing. I'm hoping I can catch these when they're slightly tacky. And then maybe a little better. Maybe it'll shake a little better. This primer mask. More like surface smoother. Do you find that painting gunpla is one of those things that people are really passionate about? And it's cool because there's a lot of resources. It's also really scary because people have a lot of opinions on like the right way to paint kits and models and stuff. And I'm like, it's painting. You do what you want, boo. You could dunk it in a vat of paint. That sounds fun. You could probably like plate a model kit piece, maybe. Like with electroplating. Maybe you could do that. I don't know if it'll reach the temperatures. The plastic will melt, but I bet that's a possibility. And like, I don't think those are seams from the plastic. I think those are seams from the paint drying. Weird when I did the base coat. Like, feather, just feather. Speaking of like weird places autoplay and YouTube Shorts takes you, I keep getting shown a YouTube short of like puppet witches. It's like Muppet style puppets over a witch's brew. And I've been a little too nervous to sit and watch because I'm like, is this like cool art or crazy people? I don't know. Maybe some of both. I did have the distinct thought, like, please don't be a cult. Don't want the cult to have my numbers. Well, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I don't think bottom parts are... I can always touch it up if I need to. Alright, so we got the base blue parts done, yellow neon parts done. Still all pink, by the way. There's different shades of pink. Now we're gonna do like a dusty magenta. I will probably still use this as an additive because it's a really good strong pigment for saturation, but I do think it's possibly too transparent for the full build usage. Mixing it with something helps a lot. All right. So we want something reddish and dark pixie dust. This was good. That's not red. That's split. It's glistening blood. Adorable model detected. Thank you. Welcome in. More blood for the blood. Want saturated a little bit, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna throw a little bit of green in there. And we're gonna get the gunk out first. I mean the binder. I'm actually gonna throw a good bit of green in there. Probably some, and I probably like a red. YouTube, I do have YouTube on as well. Stare into your soul. Ah, yes. Now, I kind of wonder if black is crusty dusty. Oh my god. Guys, this is what happens when you don't shake your pigments. Oh my god. No. No. A dark color. Okay, it's time for the patented paint mixer. Oh. Have one job. I mean, 2 jobs, but 1 job. Oh, but you see Merlin. I do. I just can't show it. Called thinking with your brain, Merlin. Almost more for craft usage than anything else. Okay. Some abyssal black. Flesh? Gosh. That's not have like dark stature. Lich blue or frost? Kraken blue. That's what I'm looking for. Da, da, da. The most shocked face? I mean, we're on horizontal live to have more out. Oh wow, this is really separated. Answer. Ow, it's hurting my hand. Really need to get the Hitachi patented paint mixer, you know? I think that would be more effective because it's wired. The bottle is rotating. Okay. I think maybe we're at least semi-functional with the blue. Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. Ah! We've had a breach, Captain. Okay, maybe that will... This is lighter than I thought it would be. In there. Oh shit, this might be way too dark. That black was way pigmented. It's kind of the right tone, but perhaps is that the right tone? I don't know. Let me swatch all the colors. Let me swatch. It looks really gray on this, but it's like a really rich purple. So we got our neon pigment here. We got our pastel body color here. It'll be like that. And I think this is going to be it. And we have our part color. I do kind of like it though. Ah, I kind of like it. I don't want to add white. I have a lighter red. Red. That's confusing. We don't discuss what are you talking about? They make paint mix. They're for mixing model kit paint. I mean, I guess you could use it for making cement. Oh yeah, that's getting to the color I need. Dark. A little. I like it though. I do like it. More red. More red! Red. Some more fluorescent. And a little thinner, but not too much. I went too much on the pastel. There we go. I think that's nice. It'll be dark. Hey! Dang, dude! I brushed myself. Dropped my brush. Guys made me ink. Speaking of heavy machinery, I pass by some heavy machinery pretty much every day on my way to work. And one thing that threw me for a loop is that today I was passing by my normal stuff and there was a massive building-sized piece of machinery just missing. And I was like, huh? What? I've never seen this thing move since I've been working here. What? Huh? And then I look farther and it's just like way down the road, and I'm like, oh, I mean, I know it's supposed to move, but I've never seen it move. Because if you don't see it, it doesn't happen. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. That's what we want. That's the color payoff. I dare say we might even be able to go lighter on that, but I don't want to. I want it to be a little goth. I want it to be a little goth. I like that. My model kits. That's gonna be the shield. Oh, that's gonna hit so good with the neon pink. Yeah, I think it will. That dusty black rose color with neon pink. You're correct. It is a gantry crane. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, it was a gantry crane. I haven't seen this gantry crane move in like a year and a half. And they moved it today. And I was like, what the fuck? And it was to the point that I didn't suspect it had moved first. I thought they disassembled it. I saw stuff on the ground and I was like, did you disassemble the fucking crane? No, you wouldn't dare move the thing meant for moving. You disassembled it. Let's paint the shield. Use a gantry to build a gantry crane. Makes sense. Why wouldn't you? Oh, yeah. Actual color payoff? Might have grabbed too, you know. Also, but for different reasons. God, it's drying too fast. It's drying too fast. This one's drying faster. I like big crane. Crane, there's something very reassuring about a gantry crane. Like, if I had to pick a heavy machinery or equipment to be like my therapist, I think crane always, you know, it always lifts you up. Proper rigging and support that you can get the job done. Something like that. I personally work creatively, but I do work in a field with a lot of construction equipment. And heavy. Dark purple. Underrated. Like, I'm very surprised they haven't released a red comet. They probably have at some point, I just haven't seen pictures of it. But like, a Zaku kit that's just like this dark red. Because the closest color I've seen is like the Sazabi. But the Sazabi is still pretty like red fire. So much magenta. Try to even out a little other. Oh, I do have to. Oh no, there's. That looks so good. This is gonna look so good, guys. I thought we were chopped. I thought it was over. Wait, chopped is over. I'm too old to be saying that. You walked into that one. I have pasta. Is this hip with the kids nowadays? I just watched the SNL short where they were talking about, or it's like the news clip, and they were telling Colin when Gen Z words were over, and I'm like, I'm so old. I have never said that's cap though. That didn't catch on with me. I do like chopped though. believe you are a red piece. Yes. Oh, this. Imagine having a Ganji crane in one spot for a decade and one day it gets moved. Yet the guy that runs it is somehow climbing the now non-existent ladder. Ooh. Who's piloting the gantry crane? And then you find out that it's remote operated and it's a dude on the ground and you're like, ah, fuck. I do know a comically large amount of basic information about lifting and pulling devices, though. Or, sorry, lifting and hoisting devices. And it's not the main thing I do, but I've just worked with people that do it, and it's a knowledge that I can't unknowledge. So every time I see someone, like I went to Tractor Supply to get my cat litter because I get the birch pellets, and I get the spruce pellets or whatever, the wood pellet things, and I'm sitting there looking at the Crosby and whatever, like shackles and hooks and hoists and all that stuff. That's mostly for like hooking up a tow truck or a bed or like for tractors. And I'm just sitting there like, this one's weighted for this many tons and this one's weighted for this. Or like I saw a thirst trap video that someone was posting on YouTube Shorts, and they were like, here's my Krampus cosplay, and they had themselves tied up and they had the they had like chains on and they had the shackles around their wrists, and they're not like, woohoo, I'm in Victorian jail shackles. These are like horseshoe shaped shackles with pins, pin chain shackles, Crosby pin chain shackles around their wrists. And I'm like, that's not safe personnel lifting. How dare. Please use a personnel lift, or at least attach like a hook to it. Never attach your load directly to the shackle. Tisk tisk. I don't think I need. Pretty sure I don't. I think I do. I don't need to paint the inside of this. I'm not sure. Yeah. This is probably. I don't even know where this part goes. I can't see it on the model, so it's probably like a back piece. Like I bet this is the butt. Like this is the hips. These are the hips that can't lie on the Gundam. That's what. I best ye with being a trans nerd about Fallout power armor. I can't beat you on the power armor. Unfortunately, I never gotten to play a Fallout game. Mainly because Skyrim and Fallout 4 specifically make me violently motion sick when I play them. I can get about an hour into Skyrim and then I start getting extremely nauseous and getting then severe migraines. Like almost blinding migraines. And then I can't get even 10 minutes into Fallout 4 without that happening. It's something to do with how they do their frame rate in FOV, but it makes me very, very sick. I don't know, Neko. You also fulfill the trans girl stereotype of loving Warhammer 40k. The various power armors now. You can't be stopped. That's okay. I fully encourage people to talk about what they love in chat. Teach me about the power armor. Has there ever been a power armor that they have attempted to give its own sentience, or has it always been an augment for the person piloting the power armor? Because I feel like at some point someone would definitely make a cult around power armor. Christmas music. Oh, Warhammer! What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Why is a PNG icon on my desktop an anime eyeball? Hi! Sorry, you can turn that off. I wanted to make sure it wasn't too cold in here. Revel's here. Hi. Thanks. I gotta look at it. I'm gonna do something and I forgot what it is. He stole the gear. Some high octane music. Oh, that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna change the music. Ah, to wait. Yeah, this music is kind of a bummer. Give me a second. What the hell? I don't want singing. Oh wait, I have a playlist. Saved. There we go. Oh, that's the Brotherhood. Okay, okay. I gotcha. I've heard Brotherhood and Fallout together. You made sure to, well, okay, you know, that's your own moral failing, and I think you should seek some help by a licensed mental health professional if you're door dashing a Slurpee. It doesn't hurt me, it just hurts you. And gives a massive corporation money. I worry for you. That's what makes me worried. Let us all rage for Arcane Thickster because they have sinned once again by door dashing a goddamn Slurpee. Let's hope that they find the mental health assistance that they desperately need for the financial self-harm they have committed on this day. Thank you. Amen. They never intended for sentient. Ooh, you've been writing a book? You're still trying to get out of Archon. I got into the reweighting right before the patch came out. I got into, I didn't say this, I posted on the subreddit about it, but I got into, I'm out of Initiate. I'm in the rank above Initiate. I think it's Seeker? Seeker 5. And I haven't played enough to rank up, but I've been doing really well, so I'm hoping it's gonna happen soon. But we'll see, because Rem came out, and that could ruin everything. But also I could play Rem, and it seems like it'd be really fun. We'll have to see. They said there's like multiple heroes in a week, right? So we should be getting another hero, what, Thursday? Or is that... That's Thursday, right? Not today. A week. Okay, yeah, so Thursday is going to be the day we get the next one, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be a toss-up between Silver and Venerator, I think. So there's a lot of Graves enjoyers. I don't know. I actually do really hope Apollo makes it. Like, I think it would be interesting gameplay-wise to have another, or like a melee, not punchy, but melee close-range character. Silver Graves, really? I think Venerator has a good fan base, but maybe that's just because I'm a Venerator enjoyer. Tiniest Whittle Peak. And I was like, did I forget to paint it? Dang, 27 votes on Graves. Okay. I think Graves is getting it. I haven't played enough matches for 27 votes, I think. And I've also been spreading my votes. I didn't realize that the intent was go all in on one character. I was just kind of like, I like all of these. I kind of treated it like ranked choice voting. Honestly, I think the one I like the least is Celeste, probably. That's just because she reminds me of Soraka a lot. And I think she's like very close in theme to Sinclair, so I'm like, eh. Should just pick this up actually. 77 pages. Keep going. Keep at it, man. Is there a certain genre of book? Is it a non-fiction, fiction book? Is it a fantasy, modern day book, urban fantasy, sci-fi, adventure? What are we writing? Give us the pitch. If you feel like it, you don't have to. I'm a bit of a reader myself. I maybe read like, I probably get through 5 or not 5, I would say I probably get through like 3 books a month. So right now I'm listening to / reading Paladin's Grace by, it's not, not T. Kingfisher, might be, but good. I'm really enjoying, I do audiobooks a lot because I need to listen to them while I work to focus. Narrators. But I also read a lot of very trashy romance books. If you can't stand that, don't take my recommendations for books. Ooh, dark fantasy. In the 1800s and 1900s. Okay, so with dark fantasy, are we talking like the Fae and Knights medieval revival, or are we talking like an elves and dwarves and stuff like that? Or are we talking like dark fantasy as in like vampires, werewolves, urban fantasy kind of bleed over? Because they can be mixed together, or they can be 2 very different things. I think it just depends on how the author treats it, but I'm not opposed to either of them, or both. Gunpla. Ooh, nice. What kind of Native American mythology are you getting into? It's something I've been wanting to read more about. I feel like we don't, like, we talk a lot in literary fiction about Norse mythology and Greek mythology, but I kind of wish that we learned more about Native American mythology, because I think it's cool. Especially that like different tribes and communities had their own mythologies. Like the Inuit is going to be quite different from like mainland American Native Americans like Cherokee or the Lakota, but I think there are some overlaps in the theming, but that's mostly based on I think also like environmental overlaps. So there's overlaps with the animals that they would see, or regional migration patterns that would inform the mythology of a certain area or location. Oh yeah, you were saying. Oh, a Wendigo. Oh, very cool. I actually have on my to-read list is the very famous book called The Wendigo, but I do think it is underrepresented. They kind of always represent it as this almost like Krampus-esque boogeyman character or being, and I wonder, is there any like, is it always this almost like natural being of chaos in folklore for a Wendigo, or is it also sometimes represented as more of a, it almost almost has like humanistic tendencies in some representations I've seen. So I'm wondering if it's almost always like the natural side, or if it is sometimes represented with more of an intelligence. Ah! Unending. Oh, okay. Interesting. I wonder if that is an interpretation of it. If a modern interpretation of like a Wendigo could also be, or like mass consumption. I mean, there's also the natural force of entropy. A couple years after decades, they recover their memories. Oh, ooh! I'm very invested in this. I like that. That's a very interesting concept. Now, are these going to be the main focus of the series? Are they a prominent figure, or is this just kind of like an interesting take on the lore that appears as like a character that, you know, because there's like the main characters that drive the plot, and then there's the side characters that help flesh out the world and may show up more often. And I'm just kind of curious which reason for it, because I am also like, I'm interested. I want to hear more about this. Would like to read, so please let us know if and when this is published, because I would very much like to read it. Share my thoughts, because this sounds like right up my alley. That's my shit, dude. Yeah, speaking of like folklore and mythology recently, I've been thinking about Selkie a lot. I don't know why, but I kind of think there is an interesting story, because the stories of Selkie always hear about. Selkies, for those that have not heard of them, are Scottish, sometimes Northern English, Irish, and occasionally Norwegian folklore. But they're essentially skills that can magically transform into women when their pelt is removed. And the traditional story is that when a Selkie's pelt is stolen, she has to go marry the man and live with him. It's really a story about like forced motherhood and the burdens that women bear. But I also think it could be quite interesting to use the Selkie as an analogy for being almost kind of like a Freeran-esque story, like a traveler or someone that transcends society. So they live with society but are not always a part of it, and possibly because they're constantly forgetting where they place their pelt. So they have to live as a human for that period where they can't remember where their pelt is. Wait, the first book's already— I'm reading it. I'm reading it. Gimme, 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 gimme. Books. First book's in progress. I'm writing it down. I'm gonna read it. me get this. My hands are too slippery from the gloves. Oh, you're gonna post it on AO3? Please do share a link. This sounds really like something I would very much enjoy. Copy. Hands slippery. Okay. All right. They restock spare parts. Oh no! Are you talking about like a Gundam spare part? Yeah, I saw they had a bunch of spare parts at the store today. So I was looking at those and I was like, maybe I should get them, but I think I can be pretty gentle with what I'm doing so far. Seeing the spread of colors we have going on here, I think I can show you this. Yeah, we've got like a gradient of pastel to dark pink. And now that that's that, we can probably do another coat of the neon, which I will here. And I'm thinking maybe I'll do a gloss coat on the neon if it's not too streaky. Not too streaky is the goal. Oh no. Oh, I used a big brush to apply that. Oops. Hey Ray, welcome in. This is my first time painting a Gundam. I've built a Gundam before and my brain said, you know what, I want to paint one. I feel like model painting I enjoy a lot less, but I like having Gundams on my desk, so I would like them more if they were even customized. So thus I said, you know what, let's paint them. Oh wow, yeah. I feel like that's the best way to like inform a story, is based on your experiences. It doesn't always have to be like a literal interpretation, but just kind of the observations that you have on culture can inform really great works of fiction. So I always really enjoy that, which is also why I think I like urban fantasy more, because it does have more of that like mixed cultures connotation, where you're seeing different cultures mixing with each other and forming new ones. Whereas sometimes if you get into high fantasy and original fantasy, it becomes almost like seclusionist. You don't recommend RG kits. What does the RG stand for? Because I've had HG, I've done an HG kit, and I have a master grade I haven't done. I have a master grade aerial sitting in my office, and this is my training to be ready to attack the master grade aerial. I'll die. The good thing for me though is when I do paint, I will Photoshop an example of what I want with my amazing Photoshop skills. So I at least always have like a good basic idea of the color layout and how I want that to work. I might with her coat just to be safe that it's at capacity. My camera also is having some rendering issues, so it can't pick it up well. But this is like true fluorescent neon pink paint, so it actually can't pick up the color. Real grade. Oh, those are the ones that have like the full articulated inside, right? That's cool. Yeah, I can imagine if that breaks, that's terrifying. When writers have siblings in the book, they always feel weird, so their relationship is the same as my own. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. Like, sometimes the relationships in books feel off. I hate to say it this way, but sometimes you can tell when a writer is an only child, and it shows. Although I will say, as far as like sibling relationships go, I had a really fun time when I visited my brother. We just kind of hung out for a while at a brewery, and we were both talking about our separate D&D groups, and we were talking about our D&D campaigns. And he was pretty much telling me how he scheduled a whole beach episode arc for his campaign, and it was like a time loop. And that informed me to decide to make the dungeon that we're in loosely themed on a water park. So we're kind of going through that now, and I need to make the map and actually schedule the next session, because we got into the dungeon and did the first exploration, and then I went through some stuff at home. So hopefully we're getting back into it, because it's a new year, time to reset. And you know, if stuff happens and you're not able to keep up with your schedule or the things that you're passionate about, it's okay. As long as you are healthy and well, you will be able to start again another day. So take care of yourself first. I am liking this. RG kits use water decals instead of real stickers. Yeah, because you have to dissolve those in the water, and then like you have a little bit of time to place them before they're adhered, right? I imagine it uses some sort of a water-soluble glue, a gelatin or glue. I don't even know if it is glue. It might just be like a steel kind of like, I guess. Technically, hell, that's what it is. Oh, this sounds horrifying. Ooh. I definitely feel like, yeah, when you're writing something that is a really intense scene, sometimes it's like very all-encompassing. Like you write like there's no tomorrow when you're working on it, but then you finish it, or like you have to like either you're delayed in starting it, and then when you're doing it, you write like there's no tomorrow. But when you are done with it, it's like you've expelled something from your body. Like, the demon is free! Be gone, foul beast! Be sealed upon this paper, never to harm us again. I remembered, there was one story I was writing for a fiction class in school, and it was about, I like urban fantasy, I like urban fantasy romance, I like the I found out I was supernatural, what type of genre. So I kept up with it, and the series starts with, I think I wrote like 3 pages of just writing of a woman viscerally being burned at the stake and the suffering she was going through up to that point, because it was a story about witches, and I was like, oh shit, It was a story about how she was cursed by, I think it was, this is a while ago that I wrote this, by a sibling witch, and she essentially was given the curse of like all of her misfortune of the witch she trusted as her best friend was going on to her, and she was doomed to die and be reborn again to meet this witch so that that witch could live forever. And essentially she remembers being burned at the stake, and shortly after is then killed and carted off to hell, because they finally got the soul of the witch who would never die, and they find out that it's the wrong person, and then she has to work with the demons to catch the bad witches. It wasn't a fully fleshed out idea, but I do recall writing those first 3 pages being like, hot damn. I think I also wrote it while I had like 12 inches of 2nd-degree burns across my stomach, so I may have been expelling some trauma myself. Except the trauma was that I didn't understand thermodynamics, and I put hot boiling water in a cold glass pitcher to make iced tea. Like an idiot, and it filled the whole pitcher up and then broke, and it got all over my stomach, and surprisingly I don't even have a scar from it, so it healed really well. But it was very painful. It hurt so bad. Dang. Okay, do take a break, take care of yourself, and please make sure that you are living life and experiencing things and hydrating and also stretching your hands. Third-party kits, because it's awesome. I have not tried third-party kits, really. I was saying I want to get a... I would really like to get either an aircraft carrier or a submarine. Maybe a destroyer. Big ships, essentially. And I would really like to also paint that bright pink with some cute photos. Or maybe pastel purple. I don't know. I think both are. Pink Soldier Army, hell yeah. So I played Risk Legacy with a couple of friends, and one of the things I really enjoyed, what we started doing, because Risk Legacy is a game where you play the game, and then after the game happens, you open up essentially a conditions thing that says like, if this happened in the game, do this to the map. And that's like, a lot of it is like writing stuff and things that affect the next time you play the game, thus the legacy part. But one thing we also did as kind of like an anecdote, had nothing to do with the gameplay, was every time we had a unit that was like one unit up against like 5 to 10 units somehow surviving against the odds because the rolls were so good, we would reward them by breaking out the model kits and painting that unit just with whatever decoration to commemorate them. So sometimes they got a gold helmet, sometimes they got like blood splatters or something like that. It was very fun. Sometimes it was the same unit. So you were lucky if you got the soldier unit. Hero unit. East 3 coders, maybe 4. I just smell acrylic paint. There's no fumes here, but it just smells like paint. Which is kind of nostalgic though. It kind of smells like, you know those little like tiny paint pots? There'd be like a pack of like 7 to 12 of them. I used to get those in like school or craft kits, and that paint always smelled super strong. It smells like that, which I guess is just the smell of drying acrylic, probably. Acrylic drying. There's a cat hair model. Oh well. Cheeto. So did we do all of the neon ones? Yes? Yes. Or the bright pink. Back to the pastel. Hey, thanks Arcane. Good luck. Enjoy writing. Remember to take breaks. You got this. I may use the big brush. Get a more even coating. I'm gonna like brush it flat. Just try to lay down a nice thick-ish layer. Too thick-ish. Maybe that's... I can feel it. This blue is going to be the bane. I knew as soon as I started painting this, and I figured it would be the case because this is the darkest on the color spectrum. Blue is the darkest color, right? So technically, if I go put this model in black and white mode, the dark gray and the blue might technically even be darker than the dark gray. I'm not painting any of the dark gray parts. I'm keeping the white and dark gray in the model kit. But I knew the blue would be hard to cover because the like seams and stuff still kind of show through. I probably could have done a third coat of the spray base, but as I said at the beginning of the stream, I didn't really like the spray base. I felt like it was going on too thick. Care for it that much, but work with what we got. I don't mind doing a couple of coats. I find it a relaxing process. Because also, like, I feel like with most of the model kits I would want to paint, I don't think I would ever do a full repaint of a kit. I like to keep a lot of the neutral colors there because I like it to still look like the Gundam it is meant to, you know? Okay, now this is starting to look pastel pink. Taking a look. It's also kind of bringing me back. I remember I painted... My friends sold me their Game Boy Advance, like at the end of high school. I wasn't allowed to have mobile gaming consoles. So they sold me their Game Boy Advance for like $5, and I was so excited, and they were like, oh, it's really dirty though. So I painted it with acrylic paints with like a blue cloud pattern, and it was cute, and it was the most aesthetic thing for like a day until my sweaty ass hands like chipped the paint and or discolored it yellow. But it was a vibe. It was cute. Dang. Teenage me didn't understand about sealant. But hey, adult me didn't understand about that either because I made the mistake of buying a white mouse. Current mouse is not white anymore. but my white mouse bit the bucket. It was like a nice Logitech MS Master mouse. Kicked the bucket, died. Reminded me to never buy an expensive mouse. It's not worth it. I got a $20 MMO mouse and it's getting the job done and it's wired. But it kicked the bucket and I just remember looking at it going, oh my god, there's so much gamer crust on this stupid mouse. Never again. The only reason I got it was because it was the only one they had in stock at the time, and I was like, I'm getting this mouse today. Got a good scroll wheel. Which it did have a very good scroll wheel, but I apparently abused the right click button too much. Which I think may be true because the right click button on my current mouse I've only had for like 3 months is also suffering in its existence and praying for death. So I had to take it apart the other day and try to loosen up some of those bits on the right click because they keep getting stuck. Hopefully it's not a continuing issue, but we're doing the best we can. Ah, yeah, it's all coming together. No brakes, only right? No, brakes are important. Didn't check what. I started kind of late today. Old. Okay, it's not super duper late. Got a little bit of time. I can't stay up too late. I was hoping I could get all the base coats done, but that may not be possible. I may have to color match, but thankfully, I am very confident in my color matching ability, so I am very confident in it. I managed to match white wall paint that has aged very well to an almost exact capability. The only downside was when we were fixing the wall in my house, the paint match I did was the right color but the wrong sheen because there's some god unknown reason they used outdoor paint on the inside of this house. Outdoor, like high gloss paint. So I had to take like a medium gloss paint, like the one rank below it, and just try to like smooth it out over an area a little bit so that it didn't have too much of a cast on it. Hey, you would never know that there was a 12-inch hole in the wall next to my desk. Not for me, but there was. Wasn't me. I don't know why there was a hole in the wall there. The house came like that. Question. Don't know the answer. Does not want to stick to the top of this. Or the sides. Heck. All right. Ooh. Troublesome one. The neon got in line on the second coat. Or not. I'm not expecting the pastel to be the difficult child of this build. But here we are. Yeah, when I do like thin acrylic paints, I like to give it like an almost dry brush, but not enough that it's gonna like get tacky. I'll do a coat, go work on another piece for a little bit, like rotate it until my brush is almost dry, and then I'll go back and kind of smooth out that coat. The risk you run is if that gets too tacky because it's drying, sometimes you get splotches. And if you have a like weird semi-transparent pigment, that can get really difficult. But if you're going for an opaque finish, it doesn't matter. You just keep doing layers. Fine, no one will ever notice. Rotate, do another layer. Rotate, do another layer. You're good. Nothing to worry about. You had a 60, wow, 63 minutes. I think that's probably up towards the limit of my longest match. Were you able to bring it back? Did you win? I haven't gotten to play around yet. I looked at his skills. I messed around in the test tutorial and I made a build I want to test, but I have not gotten to play yet. What's cat? Hi! Oh my god, hi kitty cat! Do you want to say hi? Might see a cat in a second, guys. Let's see if I destroy everything by bringing my cat in. Lulu? Lulu? Oh, baby. Hi. Oh. Hi. Hi, look, it's the baby. Hi. Hi. It's the baby. If you hear screaming, it's her. She's got really watery eyes. Oh, she's about to plop. Please don't plop. Love you, baby. She's like, why would you do this to me? Kinda liked it. She liked the light. She was okay with that. That's cute. That's Lulu. Lubu for short. Yes, named after the Chinese warlord because she likes to war dance. Alright. So we're done with the second of the light pink. We are now back to the dark pink. Role-playing minis? Yeah, we're painting, not minis, we're painting a Gundam. Which I guess is technically a mini, but not like a mini. We're painting the RX-872, and the thumbnail's on YouTube, but I'm making everything that's not red. So everything that's red, blue, or yellow, which are like the main colors outside of white and gray, I am intending to make pink. The pinkest Gundam. Gotta go the other direction. What's the painting guide? that if you're brush painting, go the other direction from your first coat. I don't know if I agree with that. Okay. You also might be more problematic than I expected. You rolled the last fight? Nice. Everybody finally locked in with their buys. Figured it out. I really want to make a build that uses Colossus on Rem, okay? I just want to be big. I know people were joking about using Shrink Ray on Rem, but what about Colossus? I really like this. Uh-oh. Hatching. Probably not. Oh. I don't have to worry about getting the inside of the cross perfect because that has a part going in it, one of the neon parts. Where's she? Painting. I think I just did it, but use some more acid to a very light brush. Interesting though, like by its nature, the corners tend to collect more pigment. I can see why it would be hard to get an even. Why it is hard. Now, are you normally building like a healing rem or support rem, or are you going like killbot? I saw a VTuber this morning while I was at work playing gun rem, and I was like, go off, girl. It's a Japanese stream because it's early and I can't understand anything you're saying. But you go. Go get him. Be the terror in the streets. I believe in you. Terror in the streets, sweetheart in the sheets. That's Rem. Not going to be a hashtag satisfying build. I can tell you that. I clicked on that. Next part. part. I actually don't think I need to paint the whole thing. I just kind of crazy with it in case any was. I think I only need this tiny bit. Like, if that part doesn't fit, I should have a Dremel sander or something. I don't know if I can get in there. Actually, what am I talking about? I have a Dremel. If it doesn't fit, I'll make it fit. I have a Dremel. Fine. Bish, bish. I think we're gonna be stuck. I'm gonna bring you guys in closer because you can't see shit right. Bringing you in. I can't see shit. I can't see nothing. Oh no, Lulu's got the Lubus. Feeling chaotic. Well, she's attacking a plastic bag right now. Like one of those reusable ones. She really, really loves crinkly bags. Like brown paper bags and cardboard and brown paper and all that. So I showed her the crinkle joy of a reusable plastic bag, like the ones they have at Panera specifically is what I have. She really likes it. So she just like, we have hardwood floors, so she just skitters around on the floor and like slides with the bag and sees how much she can grab up in her little paws. Very cute. I think on the inside is gonna show just case. Just in case. Need my brush real quick. Brushy, brushy, brushy. I kind of wish. Yeah. Right there. A little thin, but. I did also pick up the new Orcs Must Die, new-ish. It's fun. I've been playing it with a couple of friends of mine. I hadn't played any of them yet, and I haven't played a tower defense in like years. It does remind me very much. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. This is Dungeon Defenders. Orcs Must Die is just Dungeon Defenders. That's it. Or the Dungeon Defenders, the original. Which they've been putting out new DLC for the original Dungeon Defenders, which is like, what? Ooh, I don't know. Friday's stream, I don't know if it's going to be Deadlock. It might not. I gotta talk to some friends of mine because the big Barony DLC is coming out. So I'm currently waiting for the Barony DLC to come out. which is very fun and a game I like to play with my friends, and we might stream that as a group. Or I might do over Deadlock, 'cause there's the new Hero Champion Hero coming out. Probably Thursday, but that's coming out. And then February, I think it's February 6th. There is oh my god, the Rabbit and Steel DLC is coming out, which I was like, oh, holy heck. Seriously guys, if you like rhythm games, bullet hells, raid mechanics, roguelikes, I cannot recommend Rabbit and Steel enough. It is a fairly cheap game, up to 4 players. It's fun, it's simple. It can be very challenging depending on the difficulty. And they're putting the freaking DLC with new classes and new levels out for free. For free in this day and age. So I will give them some free advertising and highly recommend Rabbit and Steel. I really like the game and I support the devs, and I'm really grateful that they're giving out the DLC for free. Oh, got a little patchy. Thumb is going numb. I gotta stretch. Stretch. Fun. I might do more painting kit days. Not as like my main thing, but it's fun. It's relaxing. It can be kind of stressful to set up the hand cam stuff. And I do want to definitely look into the quality. I know this camera can record in higher quality than it currently is. Like right now it kind of looks like a little grainy 720p. I'm like, I know you can record better than this. Do you not have enough light? But all the lights are on. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh my god, you know what I just like? I think it's the guitar riff in this, but it just reminded me of "We are fighting dreamers, fighting dreamers. Just go, just go, my right here, right now. Hey, da 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 da." Unhealthy obsession with original early Naruto. Dude, for some reason in 2024 or 2025, yeah, it was 2025, they were they were selling original Run, and I know this because it was Genin Sakura with the big forehead, plastic toys at Burger King in Happy Meals, and I was like, what? So I went to Burger King and I wanted a Happy Meal because I wanted this stupid plastic toy, and they gave me a cardboard Go Fish set because they didn't have it. And I was too nervous to go be like, hey, can I have the Naruto toy? Or to ask where they did have them. Oh, look at these Louboutins. They got them red bottoms. They're pink bottoms right now. Kind of pilling on itself. Makes me believe that it doesn't quite want to fix the bottom. And small coats. I would really like these to be like fully painted on the bottom, but I'm worried they're gonna be splotchy. I'm just trying to take up as much excess paint as I can so that the coat's really the coat is very thin, or as thin as I can make it. Wiping my brush off a couple strokes. Yeah, better-ish. Maybe, kind of, maybe. Maybe, kind of, maybe. Unclear. Is oven. Frame the shame of my neck, and the sky is always pitch black. See your face again. Oh, reality. Sorry guys, I'm just vibing. How's everybody else doing? I'm vibing. I'm at the point where it's just very satisfying because I can see the pigment build up and I'm like, color. Rain-like color. Now, I may ask myself, why did I base paint this white? If it was red to start with, I probably didn't need to base paint it. I would have been able to do less coats of paint. Well, you know, I didn't know what color I was gonna paint the shoes. I did the base coat. I didn't know what color I was gonna... I mean, I knew I was gonna do pink. Whether it was gonna be light or dark. Man, I wish I could listen to Judas Priest on stream. It would make me want to listen to metal music and sing along, but I can't because copyright. Yeah. All the warriors they are turning. It's not the song this is for, but the vibes are there. My brush is crying out. Let it soak for a bit. What a moment. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Neko. I tabbed over to the wrong chat, and for some reason my chat application tonight is not showing YouTube Shorts chat. So I tabbed to the wrong, like the horizontal YouTube, and thought I was reading the Shorts chat. I'm sorry. I missed you. Okay, let's do another neon coat. Safe. I think that'll be the last neon coat we needed. That'll cover our need. It's pretty high saturation, I think, yeah. No patchiness, high saturation. That's good. Over here. It's thinner, I think. Oh, by now it's probably dried out to be the same consistency. Ooh, okay, that's settling in nice. I might do another coat on these squares. They're gonna be fairly prominent. I don't want any patchy. Well, they keep I do think one mistake to folks that are new to painting in make is they don't know when to use like a drier brush. Oh. I just pulled the coat off. Versus a wet brush. Apparently I don't either because I am pulling previous coats of paint off. A noob. Like a painting. I guess for model painting I am a painting. Still doesn't feel good. try and like float the thinner up. Because this is the thinner. When I say floating, it means I'm going in with a wetter brush and I'm allowing a little bit more paint to pool, and I'm kind of just using the brush not to make full contact with the thing I am painting, but to kind of drag the blob of paint along it to smooth it out. That looks really sick. And neon crossed. Pulling the base coat off. I'm not letting it dry enough in between coats. I mean, I've had that problem with acrylic before, where if you work it too much, it pulls the base coat off. Dry is happening so often here. That's done. We do this. Quick. Quick, quick. Go. We do the vents for the neon for now. Proper wet paint. It could also be that the coats are different consistencies and it's not liking that. I know it's kind of that instance of like, if you acrylic paint on top of oil paint, the oil paint's gonna shift because it's not as dry as the coat on top of it. So I'm wondering if maybe the underneath coat, because it was a thinner consistency, is pulling from the top coat. Possible. Oh. That is a satisfying color payoff for that neon. Lost. I think one more coat. Or one more coat. Wait, one more coat. Pastel. is next? These ones are good. Frickin' fricks. Starting to come together. Kinda stubborn. Color. Thumb's going numb. My numb thumb. Question is, do I want to dry brush onto this thing? I don't know. I feel like I don't really like how that, like I like how that looks on minis. I don't know that I like how it looks on gunpla. Sometimes it's great if you're doing like a weathered Gundam, but I don't know that I want this one to. Stubborn in getting the color on Let's wash, 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 wash. Boom, 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 boom. Brush. Light pink only has one more coat in it. That doesn't do it. We'll have to might just do on a different after I can see some sunlight. Needs another coat. Sorry. think literally any. Oh, these lines are in the front. So definitely painted more. On the light pinks. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to stop putting coats on here. Go to the... Ah. Down. God, don't fall webcam. This is fortunately still fairly patchy. Oh, I think it's because it's on a light background, so it takes a lot of coats. So in hindsight, I should have decided the colors first, and then I would have known whether I need to do a dark or a light base coat. Because really wants to pull this up, so I may have to just do a very light hand on this coat, and then come back and do it like tomorrow when it's super dry. It is pulling again. It like really wants to slip off. Also, I am getting very numb in my thumb. So, let me wrap up after this coat on dark red. Don't put anything in frame. Ha 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 ha. try to clean it, it actually... The point where working while it's tacky does not help us. It's actually risky. Any part is done. This. Floats. Gently pray that it stops trying to be a cripple off. I really regret not abrading this model. Boop, 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 boop. Like a little snake. It's... patchy. Slammed my model into another. Hit it with a little one of these, and a little one of these. I'm losing my brain cells doing this. The fumes. The acrylic paint fumes. Getting to me, man. I'm listening to like 2010 dubstep. I guess it technically is what this is. Dubstep. Could use some more of My Little Pony in it. The only real dubstep I like. Okay, you know what? Maybe I will go in something close. Like dry brush. That. That edge. Alright, I think that is gonna be the extent of my Gundam painting this evening. Got a bunch of stuff painted. A bunch of stuff needs more paint, but I'm a little afraid to touch it right now. I want to let it fully dry. And then I think, I don't know. I kind of wish I had like a thickener medium so I could use it to even out, or like there's got to be like a self-leveling medium for acrylic paint. You know? I feel like that's gotta exist, but maybe not. Yeah, that's gonna be it for the stream. That's it for me. I had fun. This was really chill. I don't know when we're gonna be back to this. I might work on this off stream on my own time. But don't worry, I will definitely share pictures in the Discord if and when it is done and assembled. For reference, this is what we were painting the parts to today. We're painting a lot of this, this, none of this. We're not doing any of the white and dark gray, but everything that's yellow is going to be neon pink. Everything that's blue is going to be pastel pink. Everything that's red is going to be that dark maroon rose color. So that's kind of what we're working with here. And I'll catch you on Friday. Make sure to drink plenty of water, survive, do your best, make good art, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye!